Pope Francis spoke to about 60,000 young people in a stadium in Kinshasa. It's the first time a pope has come to Democratic Republic of Congo in nearly 40 years. He said the foreign plundering of Congo's minerals is fueling conflict and must stop.
What I deplore is the war continues in DRC in the east of the country. You see what happens in Ukraine and all the international community mobilizes, but what happens in DRC is much worse.
The Roman Catholic Church is one of the most powerful institutions in Congo. Millions of people depend on it for healthcare and education.
People here are trying to get into the stadium to see the Pope. Kinshasa's many street traders are selling drinks and food and flags and Pope t-shirts, but not everybody here is happy with the Pope.
These activists say Pope Francis has failed to stop sexual violence by clergy. Benjamin Kiboko says he was repeatedly raped by a Belgian priest for years when he was a boy in a remote village. He says years later, the Catholic Church in Belgium paid him $25,000 compensation, but the priest went on to work in an orphanage.
The matter is never closed because the abusers are still working. They promised to defrock them from the ministry, but they are still working. So there is no justice yet.
The campaigners say the Catholic Church continues to protect sexual abusers and to bury complaints of abuse, including the recent case of a 13-year-old girl in Congo who says she was raped by a priest.
And if he doesn't act, he's contributing to the continued abuse of children. We have strong reason to believe that when the abuse story comes out in Africa, it'll be worse than it was in the West, in the U.S. and Western Europe. But until the Pope takes measures to hold his bishops and priests accountable, we're never going to know that story.
4 years ago, Pope Francis introduced rules to stop sexual abuse and cover-ups. The campaigners say they're not followed in the developing world, and most of those abused here in Congo still suffer in silence. Webb, Jazeera, Kinshasa, Democratic Republic of Congo.